welcome to the fourth and final episode of The Opinion Piece with my guests, John and James. We were just saying it sounds like one of those cartoon series from the 70s. But the great thing is, we're bringing this mini-series to a close with a big positive episode. We are in, and I will stand by this, the best industry. Construction is brilliant, full of people from all backgrounds, all different skill sets. And the greatest thing is, as we were saying, you can actually take this anywhere in the world. So how do we move the industry forwards to get more youngsters in, get the number of houses built up, and actually start celebrating how bloody good it is? Welcome back, guys. We're just not going into schools, but James, you were saying skill sets, experience, construction's great. You can go and work in Sydney tomorrow morning.
It's fantastic. So you said about 70s. I guess I'm might be the most mature in this room today. So I didn't quite start in the 70s, but I started in the 80s. I came from automotive by accident, and I've been ever since.
Was it a choice to come into construction?
No, it wasn't. I worked for quite a large company, and they acquired a roofing company because it went bust on them. So we took it over.
But the fact is, you're still in it and enjoying it.
I love it.
And you didn't choose it. So you've come in and gone, actually, I'm really enjoying this. And now
this
you're,
industry.
You're 37 and you love your life. So
thanks, Andy. Yeah, you've put a year on me. So yeah, no, I've been in this industry across supply and contracting, and for the last 7 years in this job as chief executive of the federation. I love this job.
Are you proud to say that? When you go to an event and somebody, what do you do, James?
Yeah.
Do you say construction?
Absolutely. They get bored stiff, but funny enough, more interest in the more recent past, construction has started to, I don't do so many of these dinner parties. You've making me out of it. No, I don't. But when I'm in a collective of others,
John does them in his West Wing.
He does them all the time. No, sorry, only joking, John. So the point being, particularly the environmental thing with, hang on a minute, I didn't realize roofing could do A, B, C, and D. And wow, so from something that, you're in the roofing industry, I'm going to go that side of the room. No, suddenly it's more interesting. And we've got to adapt, we've got to do things to help our climate. And I can see your sector is really important.
Are you proud of it, John? Because I think it is changing. This image is slowly tweaking, where people are sort of looking at you thinking, you're an expert in that field, rather than sort of construction, which it was when I started. It is changing a bit. And I think we need to celebrate that.
I think now let's be honest, I don't get out like you do, James, so, I'm normally at home reading some document. But if I go around and I start saying, what do you do? Well, I deal with building regulation. No one wants to talk to me. But if I start talking about the technology within the industry, and particularly renewable technology and all the energy work that's going on in homes, and the response you get is pretty positive. So I tend to say I work in construction rather than say I work in government regulation. I get a much better
But that's a flip, because years ago you probably would have said regulation, but now people are becoming more proud to say I'm on the tools or I chair a federation. That image is changing, I think. And as you say, right, when you're you've been in the industry this long, something you fell into, but you're in it and loving it all these years later, people are now proud to come into construction. So we're starting to move forward.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there was something on TV recently which was put it in a slightly different way, that if we don't build schools, we don't build hospitals, we don't build houses, this construction industry is crucial to our future.
Yeah.
But the other thing which is strange, it's crucial to tourism. What I mean by that is, I was in York a couple of weeks ago. The nationalities from around the world, and we all know, all over the place, Asia, Australasia, South America, paying money to come here to take pictures of that. We built them. You built them with your hands. Your ancestor built those with that, before plant cranes and everything else. Why aren't we more proud? You look at your Minster, geez, the skills in that. I'd love to say, my uncle built that. Or was part of it.
You are looking for a shift though in culture, aren't you? A little bit in this, because I'm British. You might not be, James, but at least you win Rugby World Cups. So
I wasn't going to bring it up.
no,
John.
no, but we love a moan, don't we? And we love to focus on what is wrong about this and what is wrong about that. And you look at the programs that we've had on traditional television about, you know, cowboy builders and all these sort of elements, even common shows based off what was it, White Gold, and all these sort of things that highlight the worst side of our industry. I think with the change into much more online and networks such as yours going out there and actually talking about what we do well, it slowly changes the psyche. And you look at what COVID did to the nation as regards blocking us in our homes, making us think about the environment that we live in and what it means, and then thinking about, well, who can change this for me? And that's our industry, and who can make it better. And if our industry does get a bit better at promotion, all the positives that we do, you know, if you've ever tried a DIY project with my technical ability at home, you will know why the construction industry is so very important, because it's the only way to keep the wife happy is to actually hire someone that knows what they're doing.
But to be fair, COVID, I said there's so many positives to take out of it. There were. You know, we all know the rise in, you know, applications for planning or extensions or even simple residential bathrooms, kitchens. You're sitting there all day, every day, looking at that kitchen wall thinking, right, we need to upgrade our kitchen. And people then tried it.
Yep.
And then put us on another level. Gee, how do you get those worktops level? It's skillful. And I think there's a lot of big positives going on at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, but there's still the shortage, isn't it? So all those, you know, those projects that came out of that, those jobs, there's still a tail. I mean, I couldn't get a local electrician for 2 months because the gentleman we used is so busy. In the end, it became quite an important piece.
Massive short of skilled
Still
labour.
a shortage.
Huge
So what an
shortage.
opportunity to go back to the point about the shortages in this industry. All these new applications related to renewables, etc., energy. Fantastic new jobs and multi-skilling requirements. So
Simple things. Solar. Loads of people putting them on. If I'm a youngster, I'm going to go, okay, someone's got to go in and connect all that up.
Yeah.
Probably going to make a bit of a mess, need a spreader or decorator in sorting that out. If I go and train to be an electrician, I'm going to contact solar company to say, look, once you've put all the panels on, made your mess, I'll come and connect it, sign it off. There's so many opportunities.
Or then get involved in installing a battery storage unit to actually take the energy out and retain it within the home. It's phenomenal what can actually be done now. But I think the biggest problem is it's a story untold. You look at all those people that you meet when you're out, when you two are out, not when I'm out, and you talk to them about what they do in the job and how dissatisfied they are with their life. I'm not talking about in our industry, but they don't consider then our industry, well, I can actually transition into that. Because I think there's a belief that you start right down here, whereas in construction, the ability to move into different areas is so fast.
Yeah.
And particularly if you're in it for doing it right.
Yep.
But there's one guy I know who's a lawyer earning 6 figures. He's retraining. I mean, there's a spark. I need to have words with him about that. But he's training to be an electrician while still doing his day job. Because he knows he won't. But within very little time, he can be on decent money. Plus, have the flexibility being self-employed to pick his kids up from school, to go on a football trip at the weekend. And I think that's the shift we're seeing. That COVID sitting there, I want to go and pick my kids up. And actually, I'm going to have okay, I haven't got the skills to go and plaster that wall. I need to go and learn. It's putting our industry up a bit.
Yeah, we often focus on the negative side of the industry because we do have issues that we need to solve. But you then talk to a lot of people about their job satisfaction, and you talk about their you know, what are you going to do next? How are you going to do this? Particularly people that are willing to move around with this as a skill. It's phenomenal actually. They seem to have a great life, but we're really bad at showing it. We love the odd YouTube video or something falling down, but what about someone actually enjoying the job that they do? But you are seeing a lot more of it now. you're starting to see, particularly the younger generation, I've just done this, I've just done that, and it's on the channels, and it's amazing, and you think, well, I couldn't do that.
Exactly. We haven't announced this yet, but it's a good opportunity because you've kind of introduced it. Very soon, we're going to have a new show. We are working on it. We're filming it, called Construction Skills, and hosted by a brilliant lady called Julia, who's got a wealth of experience. And we are focusing on exactly that. So we will work with a stonemason. We will work with an architect. We will work with heating engineer. So kids can watch it and go, wow. Because we won't bring people in by going, look, Andy, you're a bit thick at school, go into construction. If you inspire them by them wanting to go and do that as a career, they're going to be queuing up.
Everyone has a talent.
Of course. And let's celebrate the ones that can't do exams.
They have a talent.
Very
in another way.
vocationally excellent with their hands. And I've always said there's two types of people. People that work with that or people that work with these. And rather than kind of pushing them aside at school, how great would it be if you thought about being a mechanic or a chef or a nurse or going into construction? Actually, yeah, because when I was little at school, all we did was make crap out of cardboard boxes and cereal packets because it's in our DNA. Get to years 2, 3, 4, there's a computer, son. Crack on. It's pulled out of us. So I believe our core is to create. And I think moving forward, I actually think we're in a really good space.
Yeah, well, you look how successful Lego was when we were kids. It's just building anything.
I guess you had Technic Lego, John, I would say, rather than the sort of Duplo blocks. Were you on that sort of...
I actually had Space Lego, if you must know.
Crikey. That was in the West Wing, James, wasn't it? Or East Wing. Well, gentlemen, thank you. I really have enjoyed the last 4 weeks. I think the big thing that I've taken from it, we are actually turning a corner as an industry. I know it's going to take a bit of time, but that big juggernaut, because it's not a little industry, we're starting to turn. And I think the whole point behind the Build Network is to inspire the next generation, to create positive change, because there's 3 people sitting there who absolutely love their job. So if there's anything you can take from this, you're thinking of coming into the industry or changing careers, there's 3 people here that absolutely love being in construction. And the most important thing is, if you're young, you can work anywhere in the world because these qualifications are with you for life. John, James, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be back same time next week with a brand new 4-part series.